how do you translate that? I think it's a direct translation is something like save yourself if you can. We got pallets. He's looking for a chicken to pick up. Hello friend, and welcome back to Safe at Homestead. I am so glad you stopped in for a visit today. I just want to tell you how excited I am. I feel worlds better than I have in probably a month. I am not 100%, but I feel so much better, and I am so happy and grateful for that. The mister, on the other hand, he came down with something last week, and he's been dealing with that. I think he's on the tail end of it. He stayed home yesterday from work, but he's at work today. I'm pretty sure he shared it with me, whatever it is, because I have a little bit of sniffles, but that's okay. I will deal with that any day over what I have dealt with in the past month. Okay, so let's talk about the pantry challenge. This is the third week that we're in, and it was kind of an odd week because of something that came up, which I'll share, and the mister not feeling well and not wanting to eat, and you know, I didn't prepare anything for dinner those days or that day. So let's take a look at what we did. Let's see, we are picking up on Saturday. Hey guys, we are having beef stew tonight for dinner. So let's just jump right in. This is beef stew from this year's cow, and okay, I have some flour with salt and pepper, and I'm going to just dredge this the stew meat in it. This might have been a little bit too much. Let's see. Yeah, I really wanted to have 2 pounds of beef, but I wasn't specific. I told the mister to take out some stew meat, and he took 1 out. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to get some oil. Let's go over to the Instant Pot. It's been on for a bit, so I'm pretty sure it's... Ooh, I thought it was on. Oh. Okay, I guess we'll wait. While the Instant Pot heats up, let me show you what I have. In here, I have 1 stalk of celery, and this is a small onion. And here I have 3 potatoes. They were about this size, and 1 carrot. And I'm gonna also add some garlic. This is minced garlic. I was gonna use this bone broth as the liquid, but then I thought, nah, I'm gonna save my bone broth, and I'll just use water and this Better Than Bouillon, which is pretty good, and about a tablespoon maybe of tomato paste. And I just remembered I need a bay leaf, so I'm gonna go in this spice drawer here and get the bay leaf out, and then we'll head over to the Instant Pot. I decided to use a little red wine vinegar as well. Now it's hot. Okay, so I'm gonna brown the stew meat, and I'm gonna brown it in single layer. All right, so I'm gonna have to do a few batches. I'll bring you back after I'm done doing the browning. Just added my garlic and onions. There's some nice fond in the bottom of our pan. Great for flavor. I'm not sure how much garlic. I just put a spoonful. Oh, I need the tomato paste. Just cook the tomato paste for a couple of seconds, and then we will add our liquid. Usually I use hot water when I use this better than bouillon, but I didn't this time, so there's some solid still left in there, but it's not a big deal. So I used 2 cups of water and 2 teaspoons of better than bouillon, just a little splash of red wine vinegar, and scraping off the fond from the bottom of the pan. And adding my carrots and potatoes. I love this little thing here. It's just a little clip that's designed for the Instant Pot, because usually when you're stirring your pot, the inner liner is, you know, spinning around as well, which is pretty annoying. This clips it so that it stays still. I added the meat back, and I'm going to put this bay leaf down in there. I might add a little bit more water. Not quite. Yeah, no. Am I going to add any? Yeah, I'm going to add a little bit more just to make sure there's enough. But I do like my stew thick. I'm going to end up thickening it anyway, but let's add a little bit more water. Okay, we are done. We're actually going to get this cooking. Let's see, turn off the saute function, pressure cook, and I'm going to pressure cook for 30, let's do 35 minutes. Smells delicious. We usually have stew over a bed of rice, but today we're not doing that. I am just toasting some bread, and that's how we're gonna have it. So next thing I'm gonna do is just thicken this a little bit. Like I mentioned before, we like our stew thick. So I just made a slurry with water and flour. See, cancel and put it on saute mode. You can make your slurry with cornstarch or arrowroot powder. Flour is what I have, so that's what I'm using. I'm gonna taste this, make sure it has the proper seasoning. Oh, I don't even need to put it on the saute mode, it's already thickening. Oops. Let's taste. Salt. Pepper. We are done. Let's take the toast out of the oven. Dinner is served. Beef stew, toast, iced tea, yum. Hey friends, it is Sunday and we just got in and I really don't feel like cooking, but I will tell you what the mister requested: a Dutch baby pancake, or German pancake. You might know it by different names. So I have 3 tablespoons of butter in this cast iron pan, and I'm going to pop that in the oven. And while it melts, we will work on the German pancake. The oven is set to 100. I'm sorry, it's 100 right now, but it's set to 400 degrees. And while it warms up and melts the butter, we will work on the Dutch baby. Okay, so it's 1 cup of flour. This is, if you're tired and you don't want, you just want to make something and pop in the oven, this is a good thing to do. If your family wants pancakes but you don't feel like standing and being a short order cook and making people's pancakes, this is a great thing to do. It's really simple. You throw it together, you put it in the oven, and that's it. Okay, so let's see, 2 tablespoons of sugar. I don't usually, you don't have to be exact. So rather than pulling out my measuring spoons, that's it. 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a teaspoon of vanilla. Let me get those things. Vanilla. Okay, let's see. I don't have ground cinnamon. Here's my nutmeg, and I'm just going to use some pumpkin spice because I don't have any ground nutmeg. Sorry, I don't have any ground cinnamon. I will get my nutmeg grated in here. I love nutmeg, so nutmeg, like vanilla, is something that I put more than is called for in the recipe. That's quite a bit. Cinnamon, teaspoon. I'm just gonna put a few shakes of the pumpkin spice, and a pinch of salt. I'll put the recipe down in the description for you guys in case you have never made it and would like to. Oh, back in here again, salt. Just a pinch of salt. Okay, we need a cup of milk and we need 6 eggs. I'm going to do the eggs separately because you never know. With homegrown eggs, you don't want to just throw eggs in there. I don't have, well, I was going to say I don't have roosters, but you guys, remember those chickens, those eggs we incubated, and those chickens that we've been raising? I gave 5 away of the 8 and kept 3. I think all 3 are roosters. I am so sad about that. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get rid of them. I can't have 3 roosters, and if I keep 1, I don't know. I never wanted to have roosters, so I don't know. But it's something when you get attached to your animals. Let me get a bowl for the eggs. So we want 6 eggs. Let's wash 6 of these. I'm gonna wash these and come right back. So I was thinking that if I got, if I had 1 rooster, that I would maybe have a separate flock, a separate coop for those 3 chickens, because they came from, well, 2 of them are out of green eggs. Their mom is an Easter egger, and I thought I would separate them and just sell eggs for Easter eggers, or, you know, sell the green eggs. But 3 roosters, it's not going to work. So I need to put it on Facebook and just ask people who wants to get these roosters. I feel so bad. I didn't want to raise any more chicks, but I don't know. So now I'm back to 16 hens. There's one of them that I'm not 100% sure yet if she is, let me get a whisk. I'm not sure yet if it's a rooster. She's looking like it. Her tail isn't turned down totally yet, but she does have a different color. She's getting different color feathers on the tail. Okay, 1 cup of milk and some vanilla. We have to make some vanilla soon. I have 1 pint of vanilla left. So yes, Lily is not Lily. Scout, I'm glad I named that one Scout, even though I thought she was a girl, because that name fits her. And the last one is Zuzu, and I'm not sure what Zuzu is going to turn out to be. Okay, I'm going to get this stirred and take the pan out of the oven and bring you guys back. Oven beat. Butter's melted. All right, let's get this baby in the oven. 17 to 20 minutes. In my oven, 17 to 18 minutes is ideal. Set a timer. 17 minutes. And let me grab some bacon. I wish I had some fruit like strawberries and bananas. The mister doesn't like bananas, but grapes. I would make a nice fruit salad to go along with this. But we don't. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dutch baby's done. We have some bacon over there, over here, and I'm going to make some hot chocolate, and that will be dinner. Half a cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of cocoa, a dash of salt, and some water. A 1/3 cup of hot water. Dissolve all the ingredients that are in here, and we're going to stir and cook for 2 minutes. Actually, I think you have to let it boil. After it gets to a boil, we'll stir for 2 minutes. You don't want it to burn. You do want to have a heavy bottom pot to help prevent that. I am using lactose-free milk because I don't have raw milk, and we used milk in the Dutch baby, regular milk, and the Mister is lactose intolerant, so we don't want to do too much dairy on him. So that's why this hot chocolate is going to be with lactose-free milk. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes, and now we're going to add our milk. We're going to stir well, and we're going to heat it through, but you don't want to boil it at this point. If you hear a scrubbing sound, the Mister is cleaning some shelves for me right next to us. So I turn the heat down because I don't want this to boil. I'm going to add some vanilla. Okay, so I have a plate ready here. I'm just going to dust it with some powdered sugar and drizzle some maple syrup on. Alright, you guys, here is our dinner. We are ready to dig in. This is our, let's see, this is our third meal that we're having from this pork shoulder. We will probably have another meal from these bones and these pieces of meat that I'm going to freeze. But this is our third meal we're making right now during the challenge. Here's a bone with quite a bit of meat on it. We'll use that later. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the freezer. Make sure to put a date on it, and I'll be right back. Okay, I labeled this just the month and year and wrote what it is, pork shoulder. I'm trying to use this giant marker of my husband's. My Sharpies are all old and I need to replace them. Oh, I did not realize I thought I was out of meatballs, but I still have some meatballs in the freezer. That's good to know. Okay, that's green peppers. Here's the meat that I got off of that pork shoulder that we're going to use. And here's an onion, one of our homegrown onions that's sprouting, so we're going to use that. And I have some rice, a little bit left, and some black beans left. I'm going to throw this all together and make some burritos for dinner. I'm going to use some of the fat from the pork shoulder and some of the gravy. The gravy is jellied right now, but it'll melt. Okay. As soon as this melts, we will saute the onions and green peppers. As soon as the onions are a little brown and the peppers are a little soft, I will add the meat. Okay, I think this is all I'm going to put in here, besides the spices. I might put a little bit of water or broth just to make sure that there's enough moisture for the rice to soften. I'm going to keep it simple, just some seasoned salt, and pepper. I might put some garlic powder. I think it might have enough moisture. I think it does. What I'll do is put a cover on here to keep the moisture in. Make sure the rice gets softened, and then if it's too soggy, well, let's hope it's not soggy at all, but I can then just take the cover off and for the last few minutes. I think that's it. I wish I had bigger tortillas, but actually this is better. So I'm just gonna put these burritos in here, and when the mister gets home, I'll pop them in the oven. I have a couple more tortillas on the side here. They are frozen. I will make them later for his lunch. I think I'll make a total of 5. So we got 4 burritos for dinner. I'm going to put this in the oven as soon as the mister calls to let me know he's on his way. I did 2 more burritos for his lunch tomorrow. And there was some of the rice mixture left. I thought of making another burrito and then freezing it for, you know, someone could have later, but then I thought, make it easy on myself. I just put it in a bowl, and it's very tasty, by the way, you guys, the mixture, so it'll be fine to just have as a snack or a lunch for me later in the week. Okay, so we have a couple of options for our burritos when we take them out of the oven. We have sriracha sauce, we have salsa verde, I found a half an avocado, and we have jalapenos, pickled jalapenos. We love having jalapenos with our food. Dinner today is simple, but I wanted to show you that I am using one of those 2022 jars of spaghetti sauce. It smells just like, I mean, it doesn't smell any different than if it was a new jar. And I am going to be dropping in the last of our frozen meatballs. And you guys know that I love to do it this way. It's easy. Oh, that's the, I'm making some pumpkin seeds, roasting some pumpkin seeds. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that the meatballs are covered. You've seen me make meatballs like this before. I just put them in raw into whatever sauce I'm using and just let them cook until they're done. Okay, so the mister is stirring the ground beef. He's browned it. We added some onions. I put some cayenne pepper, paprika, cumin, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and black pepper in there. And now I'm going to add some black beans. Let me drain it. Okay, we're gonna warm up the black beans, and then I think that's it. I'll taste it. First layer of cheese. Nachos aren't hard to make. I've seen people make them different ways, but they're pretty easy. It's just ground meat, seasoned with or without beans. I don't always put beans. I don't have any salsa. Well, I do. I have green salsa. I don't know if I'm going to use it. The mister suggested we try the Rotel. Remember the Rotel that was amongst the expired stuff that we got? I have never used Rotel, as I mentioned, but I'm going to see what I think about putting it on here. Here goes nothing. I mean, it's tomatoes and chilies, right? So it's the right flavor profile. Do you guys use Rotel? What do you do with your Rotel? Okay. I only have one jalapeno, pickled jalapeno, so I guess I'm glad to have the chilies in this Rotel, although they're very skimpy on the chilies. Back in the oven. I kept thinking that something was strange. What was strange about this? I only put one layer of chips. And like I said, people make it differently, but I always put 2 layers of chips. Oh well, I just added these chips. We'll just put those in the plate when I plate, and it'll be fine. I am making a quick dirty rice today for dinner. This is a pound of ground beef. You could do half ground pork and half ground beef, but we're doing just beef. Now I'm going to add some veggies. To soften, I have a small onion, a green pepper, 2 stalks of celery, We also need some garlic, about 3 cloves. I'm just guesstimating this. Just give it a couple of minutes to soften the veggies. Okay, this gets seasoned with Cajun seasoning, which I don't have, but I have the individual components: cayenne pepper, paprika, oregano, dried oregano, and this is some thyme. I had this hanging and drying, and it's way overdue to be taken down, so I'm just going to crush some of that. And then garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, salt, and that's it. So I'm going to just throw these individually into the pot and call it good. I need 3.5 cups of beef broth. I'm glad I get to use this up. This is 2021. Do the smell test. Perfect. What did I say? 1.5 cups. So, oh wait. Okay. Perfect. It's a little bit over, but I think it's fine. Yeah. Veggies are soft. One and a half cups of rice, 3.5 cups of broth. Oh. Perfect. I'm not sure if I put enough salt. So let's see, we'll just leave it here for about 20 minutes or so. And we'll be back when we're done. And then on Friday, this happened. We got pallets. So that took a lot of time and energy, and so we did not deal with dinner. It was what my grandmother used to call Sálvese quien pueda day. How do you translate that? I think it's a direct translation is something like save yourself if you can. I think it's like every man for himself kind of day. So you just scrounge around and find something to eat, because I am not cooking. That's what my grandmother used to do from time to time. She lived in the kitchen pretty much, but there were days when you didn't expect her to do anything, and sálvese quien pueda. All right, let's go on to, let's see, now the mister started getting sick, not feeling well, and so as expected, on the weekend, we just snacked, grabbed, something here and there. There was no cooking going on here all day pretty much. All right, you guys, we are at the tail end of January, or at the tail end of the challenge if you're only doing it for January. So let us know in the comments, Are you doing it for January only? Are you going to push through to February? What have you been able to find in the back of your freezer or your pantry that you were able to use? Share that with us in the comments. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Till then, be safe.